Hey guys, Nuie here. So I am back. 3.0 has officially started yesterday. I was on leveling and I was recording some episodes for you guys, and I'm already diving into the story and getting underway. But before that, I wanted to make sure I released this video. This is a couple revisions to a few of the builds that I made. My Raimuka build did not need to be revised at all, so everything with that is set up correctly. However, both my Cloud Strafe build and my Shadow Throw builds, I tweaked them a little bit because of the changes to the tree once we actually entered the 3.0 tree and the talent tree on Path of Building was fully updated. So I'm just going to go through both those builds and show you what I've changed and give you guys my tweaks to both those builds. I was going to do this in separate videos, but it won't be a full rundown of the build. It'll just be what I changed and what's changed about the tree. So I just decided to do them both together. So the first portion of it, I guess, going to start with the Shadow build, and then I'll head into my Cloud build, or my Cloud Strafe build. So heading into the build, what I ended up doing was changing quite a few of my health nodes as well as some of my damage nodes, and basically just taking away a couple extra nodes. Previously, I had scaled both up into Force Shaper and stuff like this, and Atrophy, and things like that, and all the extra damage over time. But after the release of 3.0 and the change to the skill tree, all of these nodes that had formerly just been one-handed melee damage also increased damage with ailments from attack skills. So I ended up grabbing these instead, so I'll get the 20% increased damage with ailments. Poison counts as a damage with ailment, so it actually doesn't reduce any of that type of thing. So all of these gave the extra damage with ailments. Now, because I'm using Spectral Throw, I don't get as much of it as I could, but I'm probably going to be getting Viper Strike as well, so that I'll still take that, and that'll be for my single target damage, because I just want to make sure that I can do enough single target damage as well. And then I'll do Spectral Throw just for on the move, things like that. Now, I'm still grabbing all these health nodes, but I'm also grabbing health nodes up here and grabbing both of these health nodes and these claw damage, because that also does increase damage with ailments as long as I'm wielding claws. So I'm still grabbing all of that from the tree. I ended up grabbing this one defense node, so that I and both of these full portion of defense, so that I'm getting 100% increased defenses for my shields. So that's one change. And then I'm also grabbing about 138% life, so I boosted the amount of life I'm getting from the tree. I've reduced the amount of energy shield I'm getting, so I'm down to about 116%, and I've reduced the amount of evasion I'm getting. Whereas I was doing about 200% evasion, I'm now down to 156% to just grab extra life overall. So I'm grabbing all of these herbalism trees, and I ended up grabbing more of the toxic strikes down here, so I'm getting more poison damage. I ended up grabbing these extra health nodes, so just thick skin, and I ended up grabbing these physical damage nodes down here and stuff like this, so that I just keep doing more ailment damage as well as just more claw damage overall. I also grabbed the ailment and claw damage and one-handed weapon damage from here, because I'll be doing a shield and one-handed weapon for this build. So I ended up grabbing those. I passed through here so I could grab the extra intelligence and stuff, grab the mana regen, and grab the extra mana from that. I actually grabbed ballistic mastery, so I'm also grabbing the increased projectile damage from that. So that'll increase the projectile damage from Viper Strike as well, or not, Spectral Throw. So that increased that damage as well. Now overall, if I was running this as a ranger, if I was running this as a raider, this build would actually be quite a bit different, because I would be focused on onslaught and things like that, and I wouldn't even head up here with this tree really, except to grab things like this, which is Valpact, which is also another change. I ended up grabbing Valpact because you get the extra lifesteal just from claws themselves. They generate health basically off of just any claw set. Always gives back portion of health. So I'm also grabbing the increased leech life from there. So I made sure I grabbed Velpact and got 100% and grabbed the instant life regen anyways. I I debated coming up here and trying to grab Ghost Reaver, but I don't really want to worry too much about my actual spell or my actual energy shield, and I'm more focused on my health bar. So I just stayed with Foul Pact and didn't grab Ghost Reaver as well. Now I know there's a pair of claws that can also give out Ghost Reaver, so I might just look out for those. But I'm also getting significant amounts of increased damage with poison. I'm grabbing tons of poison nodes. I'm grabbing tons of ailment nodes. So this is the tweak to the build I made for this Shadow Throw build. So these are my tweaks, and this is the full skill tree. If you head over there, you can see everything here. I didn't change anything as far as the actual trickster nodes, so those are all the same. I'm still grabbing the increased frenzy charges and increased power charges. So I still end up with about 6 power charges, or 6 frenzy charges and 5 power charges. So nothing like that, nothing along those lines changed. But actually, is that 6 or is that 7? 1, 2. You get 3 normally, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 and then 5. So I didn't change anything along those lines. I'm still grabbing 3 jewel sockets, so nothing huge changed there either. But that's basically what I changed in this, as far as this build. Now, heading into my Cloud Strafe builds, which, as you guys, if you guys are not aware, that was the first build that I was chosen. So that is the build I'm going to be doing all my story mode run through with, so that you guys will see that. But this is the changes to my Cloud Strafe build. Again, because of all the ailment changes that were added to the skill tree based off of like actual weapon damage, I've changed and I've started grabbing extra things like off of all the extra ailment damage from bows, and I ended up dropping some of my chaos damage just from stuff like this to actually scale over in here and grab extra Master Fletcher and stuff like this, Avatar of the Hunt. All of these increase my ailment damage, which again, poison is ailment damage, so that'll get a large increase from that. I also then just grabbed this extra health node just for some extra health and extra poison nodes, scale through here and grab the extra poison nodes as well. Or these quick steps, so I get the extra movement speed as well as the extra attack speed. I'm also grabbing Kraton on this build. That was the other change I made, is I'm, instead of just getting the 2 passive points, I ended up just grabbing the Kraton on this build, and Alira on my Raumuka build, and Kraton on my Shadow Throw build. So let's get the extra attack speed and cast speed and movement speed from those, from the bandits. So that's what I've taken into effect. This build actually has more sockets. This build has 4 sockets active to it. So that's the difference as far as builds go. But I decided against grabbing piercing shots and ended up just grabbing the ailment from bow damage and all that stuff. So this build is now set up this way. I didn't change anything as far as the ascendancy portion of this. So that's the exact same as the build, but I did change a little bit of the tree, so I just wanted to make sure to show you guys the changes I made and the changes that I made sure, and I wanted to ensure that I let you guys be aware of what I've changed with those builds. So that's my Shadow Throw and Cloud Strafe build changes as far as entering the patch, and I'm really excited for the storyline, and I'm about to hop into game now. So I'll catch you all later, and I hope you enjoyed this video very much.
Heaven sent my residence.